time when the crew, Joe Engle and Dick Truly, get into their suits, which they will use during the ascent portion of their flight into orbit. They are in the suiting room, and the biomedical sensors have been attached to their body. The suit technicians are in the process of zipping them into their suits and checking out the various parts of the spacesuit to ensure that they are properly fitted to them and that the sensor wires go to the proper connection and that the various the gloves and the helmet lock into place. During the period when they're getting suited, they do sit in reclining chairs, which provides a lot more comfort than they will find when they get into the orbiter seats. Two hours, 5 minutes, and holding. At the present time, we've just had word that things on the pad are satisfactory for the crew to begin their journey out there. Actually, a go for the crew to come out will come just in minutes from now, and they'll start on their way out to the pad where they'll be received by the closeout crew. The only problem which we are tracking at the present time has to do with a mandatory C-band radar at our Bermuda tracking station. At the present time, the radar is down. We will nevertheless come out of our count at the T-minus 2 hour, 5 minute point and rely on them to get their radar working in time to support the launch this morning. This is Shuttle Launch Control, T-minus 2 hours, 5 minutes hold, and the crew is just leaving the suiting room and moving to the elevators to go down to the ground floor and back out to the pad once again. They're being accompanied by George Abbey and also by John Young, who was the commander of the first mission. Joe Engle and Dick Truly now in the elevator on their way down to the ground floor in the crew quarters at the Owen by Gene String and directing the singing. Gene String with our security office at the Kennedy Space Center. Joe Engle and Dick Truly waving to the crowd as they get into the Astro van, a final wave from Dick Truly. John Young joins them, George Abbey, and the other members who are accompanying them out to the pad. Also had a present for him and had several tributes to him read by members of the astronaut support crew. Then when the astronaut crew emerged at that point. The flight crew has reached the clean room and has been given permission to enter the orbiter. Commander Joe Engel is putting on his helmet at the present time. Dick Truly standing by to put on his as well. Dick Truly shook everybody's hand as they reached the white room, and
okay, we verified that pre-flight count is complete, and we have not yet started the pre-flight line. We have not verified that yet. We're waiting for that to go. Copy. RTC, thank you. Go ahead. Listen, somebody 152. Okay. CGNC, RTC. CGNC, I'm 212. Okay, your pre-flight line complete yet. IMU pre-flight calibration is complete, ready to proceed with IMU attitude determination at 1 hour and 10 minutes. Okay, so you are complete. We can go ahead and pick up your P-Delta adjustment, right? That's firm. Okay, CGPS, OTC. Go ahead. You can go ahead with the Delta adjustment. Copy, we'll do it on 152. Right.
T-minus 7 minutes, and there goes retraction of the crew access arm. This is the walkway attached to the service structure and used by the crew to walk across to the orbiter. The crew has been advised to lower their helmet visors, and at T-minus 6 minutes, we'll begin preparations for starting of the auxiliary power unit. The APUs are turbine devices fueled by decomposing hydrazine liquid, which provides hydraulic power to change the angle of the engine, to operate the aerodynamic surfaces, engine valves, and during landing, operate the landing gear. Coming up on the T-minus 6 minute point in our countdown.
That's it, Mark.
T-minus 6 minutes and counting. The pilot, Dick Truly, has begun the APU pre-start activity.
Your pre-start is complete.
And it is complete. The development flight instrumentation, which measures stresses on the orbiter during flight, have been turned on. Recorders stop for playback after landing. T-minus 5 minutes, 40 seconds, and counting. T-minus 5 minutes, 30 seconds. And pilot Dick Truly has signified the auxiliary power units are ready to be started. T-minus 5 minutes, 15 seconds, and counting. We're coming up on the T-minus 5 minute point. 2, 1, T-minus 5 minutes. We have a go for APU start, and the start sequence has begun. T-minus 4 minutes, 44 seconds, and counting.
That's our. Minus 430.
T-minus 4 minutes, 30 seconds, and counting. We have a total of 16 minutes of hydrazine supply for running the APUs prior to a liftoff.
Okay, APU start is complete. Looks good on board.
APU start is complete. T-minus 4 minutes, 10 seconds, and counting. T-minus 4 minutes. We have begun nitrogen purge of the main engines on the orbiter. T-minus 3 minutes, 50 seconds, and counting. T-minus 3 minutes, 45 seconds. The Elevon speed brake and rudder are being moved through a pre-programmed pattern to assure that they'll be ready to be used in flight. Little exhaust from the APUs coming out the tail of the orbiter, indicating that all is well. T-minus 3 minutes, 28 seconds and counting. The shuttle is now on internal power. However, the fuel cells are still receiving their fuel from the ground support system through the tail service mast for 1 more minute. T-minus 3 minutes, 15 seconds. The profile checks of the aero surfaces have been completed and checked. T-minus 3 minutes, 5 seconds. The engine gimbal or movement check is underway to assure that they're ready for flight control. T-minus 2 minutes, 55 seconds and counting. The lock valve on the external tank has been closed and pressurization begun. After the tank is pressurized, the hold capability is limited. T-minus 2 minutes, 40 seconds. We have cleared the caution and warning memory. The gaseous oxygen vent arm is being retracted. T-minus 2 minutes, 30 seconds and counting. The fuel cell ground supply of oxygen and hydrogen has been terminated, and the vehicle is on its onboard supply. T-minus 2 minutes, 15 seconds. The main engines have been gimbaled to their start position, and the pressure on the liquid oxygen tank is at flight pressure, coming up on the 2-minute point. T-minus 2 minutes and counting. The liquid hydrogen vent valve has been closed and flight pressurization underway. T-minus 1 minute, 50 seconds and counting. The gaseous oxygen vent arm is almost fully retracted. T-minus 1 minute, 40 seconds and counting. T-minus 1 minute, 30 seconds, 90 seconds away from launch of STS-2. T-minus 1 minute, 15 seconds and counting. The liquid hydrogen tank is at flight pressure. Coming up on the 1 minute point in our countdown, everything going smoothly. T-minus 1 minute and counting. T-minus 50 seconds. The firing system for the ground suppression water is armed. T-minus 40 seconds. Development flight instrument recorders are on. T-minus 37 seconds. We're about just a few seconds away from switching control of launch to the computer sequences. We have control of the countdown now being conducted by the launch sequencers on board the orbiter. T-minus 20 seconds and counting. The SRB hydraulic power units have started. The SRB nozzles have been moved to start position. Coming up on 10. T-minus 10, 9. We have go for main engine start. We have main engine start. Minus 3, 2, 1. We have ignition. We have ignition of the solid rocket boosters and liftoff. Liftoff of America's Space Shuttle, and the Space Shuttle has cleared the tower.
Houston now controlling. The mission control confirms roll maneuver started. 20 seconds. Thrust looks good. 25 seconds. Roll maneuver completed. 30 seconds. Columbia now 1 nautical mile in altitude. 35 seconds. Status check and mission control by Flight Director Neil Hutchinson. Given a go at 40 seconds.
Columbia, Houston, your go at 40. Roger, go at 40. And master arm, and it's the...
48 seconds. Throttling engines down for Mexico.
Roger, ignore the master alarm, Columbia. Okay, no.
Coming up on trade of maximum aerodynamic pressure on the vehicle. Mark 1 minute. Columbia now 5 nautical miles in altitude, 3 nautical miles downrange. Velocity now reading 2,300 feet per second. 1 minute, 8 seconds. Pass through Max Q. Columbia still looking good. Throttling engines back to 100%. 1 minute 20 seconds. Columbia now 9 nautical miles in altitude, 6 nautical miles downrange. Velocity now reading 3,000 feet per second. Mark 1 minute 35 seconds. Columbia now 14 nautical miles in altitude, 10 nautical miles downrange.
Columbia Houston, you can expect an EVAP, C&W.
1 minute 45 seconds. Coming up on negative seats where altitude's too high for ejection seat.
Negative seats.
Roger, negative seats. Mark 1 minute 55 seconds. Columbia now 21 nautical miles in altitude, 18 nautical miles downrange. Velocity now reading 5,000 feet per second. Standing by now for solid rocket booster separation confirmation.
50 at 205. Roger, copy. PC less than 50.
Okay, looks like we got a good SM. Confirm good solid rocket booster separation.
Smooth as glass, Houston.
2 minutes 25 seconds. Onboard guidance is converging as programmed. Columbia is now steering for its precise window in space for main engine cutoff. Columbia now 35 nautical miles in altitude, 40 nautical miles downrange.
Okay, Houston, the temps are coming down and looking good. Roger, Columbia, thank you.
Mark 2 minutes 45 seconds. Columbia now has 2 engine landing capability at Rotor Naval Air Station, Spain. 2 minutes 54 seconds. Status check and mission control given a go for 3 minutes.
Columbia Houston, you're looking good at 3. Roger, copy. Looking good at 3.
Mark 3 minutes 8 seconds. Columbia now 46 nautical miles in altitude, 66 nautical miles downrange. Columbia's 3 main engines continue to run smoothly. Ingle and Truly really moving out now. Velocity now reading 6,700 feet per second. Mark 3 minutes 30 seconds. Columbia now 52 nautical miles in altitude, 85 nautical miles downrange. Velocity now reading 7,000 feet per second. Return status check and the mission control by Flight Director Neil Hutchinson. Ingle and Truly given a go to continue. Mark 3 minutes 55 seconds. Columbia now 58 nautical miles in altitude, 112 nautical miles downrange. Velocity now reading 7,900 feet per second. 4 minutes 8 seconds. Standing by for a negative return and pressed ATO call-ups by Capcom Brandenstein.
Negative return. Mark, negative return. Roger that. Sounds good.
With that call-up, Ingle and Truly now committed to space travel. They can no longer turn around and return to the launch site. 4 minutes 35 seconds. Columbia now 60.
Columbia Houston, you're pressed to ATO. Pressed to ATO.
4 minutes 44 seconds. For the first time, Columbia has forward abort-to-orbit capability on 2 engines by throttling engines up to 107%. Minutes. Columbia now 68 nautical miles in altitude, 189 nautical miles downrange. Velocity now reading 10,300 feet per second.
Columbia Houston, your normal throttle. Copy that, normal throttle.
5 minutes 14 seconds. That call up by Capcom Brandenstein says that Ingle and Truly now capable of abort to orbit on 2 engines without throttling up Columbia's engines. 5 minutes 25 seconds. Columbia now 68 nautical miles in altitude, 228 nautical miles downrange. Mark 5 minutes 40 seconds, standing by for press to MECO.
Columbia Houston, you're pressed to MECO. Roger, press to MECO.
5 minutes.
Really smooth.
5 minutes 55 seconds. The press to MECO call from Capcom Brandenstein says, should Columbia lose but 1 engine, press on, keep flying forward. Columbia's engines have enough energy to achieve normal attitude.
Single engine rotor and everything's looking good. Okay, Dan, single engine rotor and looking good here.
Mark 6 minutes 18 seconds. That report from minutes 30 seconds. Columbia now 68 nautical miles in altitude, 346 nautical miles downrange. Velocity now reading 14,900 feet per second. Mark 6 minutes 50 seconds. Columbia now 67 nautical miles in altitude, 397 nautical miles downrange. Columbia pitching over now, diving to increase velocity, decrease altitude, giving Columbia her most favorable attitude. 7 minutes 5 seconds. Standing by now for single engine press to MECO.
Columbia, Houston, your single engine press to MECO.
Roger that. Single engine press. Looking good, Dan. 7 minutes 20 seconds. That report says that England truly can achieve normal engine cutoff targets even if 2 engines go out. Mark 7 minutes 30 seconds. Columbia now 64 nautical miles in altitude, 511 nautical miles downrange. Velocity now reading 20,000 feet per second. 7 minutes 43 seconds. G-forces building for England truly now, coming up to 3 Gs. Columbia now 63 nautical miles in altitude, 562 nautical miles downrange. Mark 8 minutes.
Houston, you're go at 8.
Columbia's main engine's slowly being throttled back now. Should be throttled at 65% at 6 seconds before main engine cutoff. Columbia now 63 nautical miles in altitude, 645 nautical miles downrange. Velocity now reading 24,000 feet per second. Eight minutes, 28 seconds. Standing by now for main engine cutoff.
Okay, Houston, we got a good MECO. Roger, we copy, Columbia.
Confirmed shutdown. Columbia now returned to space, not yet returned to orbit. Standing by now for external tank separation.
Columbia, Houston, you can ignore the IMU bites.
Roger, Houston, and we've got ET7.
Roger, on the 7.
8 minutes, 58 seconds. Confirm external tank separation.
E7 and the rates are good.
Columbia now,
Copy.
Columbia now performing an evasive maneuver, moving below and beyond the external tank. 9 minutes, 15 seconds. Go, no go, status check, emission control for the first ohms burn.
Roger, Columbia, we're looking at them. Columbia, Houston, your go for nominal ohms 1 for APU shutdown on time.
Okay, Dan, and we're maneuvering to attitude now.
Roger.
9 minutes, 44 seconds. Columbia now maneuvering to ohms 1 burn attitude using the two 6,000-pound thrust engines. Ohms 1 will be posi grade, moving Columbia forward and higher on her flight path, placing Columbia in orbit.
Columbia, Houston, we're convinced those IMU were software bites right at MECO, no problem.
Okay, and we got free on loop. I believe it's about 10, but we'll catch it in a minute as we get the ohms burn on.
Roger, and the VAP is shut down. We'll need it cycled off and then back to primary on. Hello, Columbia. This is Houston talking to you through Madrid. We have you for 4 minutes. Configure AOS.
Okay, Dan, we'll do it. We had a good ohms burn, good shutdown, and everything's looking good aboard.
Roger, we saw the ohms cutoff look good to us, and one point of interest, we noticed that the right ohms oxidizer gauge hung up, and it's indicating about 14% high.
Roger, Dan, right ohms oxidizer 14% high.
Roger, and we're standing by to watch the gimbal drive check.
Okay. Roger, and while Joe is doing that, let me tell you about APU 3. Dan?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, somewhere, I think shortly after the ohms 1 burn, but I'm sure you saw it, we got an APU temp message. It was the APU 3 oil temp. It was indicating about 300 degrees. I went to boom on the power heater, and it got up to about the limit, before the MPS dump was complete, so I actually shut it down prior to the dump being complete, and the rest of the procedure is normal.
Roger, we copy that. Thank you.
Okay, Dan, secondary actuator check is coming. Mark.
Roger.
This is Shuttle Control Houston at 29 minutes, mission elapsed time. Flight Dynamics Officer Jay Green reports on his predictions for the second Ohms burn. Ohms 2 would have a time of ignition of 41 minutes, 58 seconds, a delta V of 121 feet per second. The burn duration should be 1 minute, 13 seconds, and would result in an apogee of 120 nautical miles and a perigee of 120 nautical miles for Columbia. Meanwhile, we're about 6.5 minutes away from reacquiring Columbia through Indian Ocean Station. 3 major events must occur in the next few hours for England truly aboard Columbia to stay on orbit. First, the onboard computer system must be reloaded from Ops 1 to Ops 2. This is needed to align the inertial platforms. Also, one computer will be loaded with Ops 3, the entry program, and put to sleep, taken offline. Second, the payload bay doors must be opened to provide cooling through the radiators to Columbia. The flash evaporator has a lifetime of several hours. Third, at least 2 of the 3 fuel cells must be purged with hydrogen and oxygen to rid the impurities. The fuel cells can survive only so many hours without purging. In the mission, they'll be purged about every 8 hours. We'll follow these 3 key Shuttle Control Houston, 54 minutes mission elapsed time. That was pilot Dick Truly reporting that he's getting ready to reload the onboard computer system to Ops 2, the on-orbit program.
In Columbia, Houston, they got the Quindar back on UHF, and this is a quick check, over. In Columbia, Houston, we have no joy on turning Delta on either. We did turn on one of the aft ones, and it looks good, and we're going to give you the cameras for your payload bay door work.
Okay, Dan. Well, we'll hope we can get it working here for them.
Roger.
Shuttle Control Houston, 1 hour, 40 minutes, mission elapsed time. That was Capcom Dan Brandenstein reporting that Mission Control was only able to command the aft camera on board. Therefore, we will have no color television of the payload bay door operations. Shuttle Control Houston, 1 hour, 41 minutes, mission elapsed time.
And Columbia, Houston, be advised, we have camera A on the flag and is looking great.
Okay. And Houston PLT, be advised, I'm doing the satellite stuff, but boy, it is so dark that you can barely pick out the targets, and it's going to take me a little while.
Roger, we copy.
That report from Columbia, the theodolite markings are difficult to see. Shuttle Control Houston, 1 hour 42 minutes mission elapsed time. We have approximately 4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining on the stateside pass.
Read your loud and clear.
Okay, you're loud and clear now, too. And we copied your RMS comments, and sounds great.
Okay. We have a picture coming in.
And while we've got a survey data take going, we'd like you to take the primary B best controller off and then back on.
Okay, Sally. Thank you. I didn't even see that it had come down there.
Once you get in code to look at the RMS elbow camera and tell us when you can do that if you get it locked up.
Okay, we'll do that. We've got a picture of the flag back, and we'll coordinate with ENCO.
Super.
Columbia, Houston, we've got the elbow camera.
Okay.
Hi, Mom.
See you as we speak. And Sally, you can tell Inco he can use any of the cameras now that he likes. Will not be using them again until after the survey pass.
Okay, we copy. Thank you. The way we'd like to do that is have you turn cabin fan A on, let us verify that it's on, and then we'll give you a go to cycle B off.
Okay, sure enough. It's a little cloudy out here, Sally. Good thing the survey sees through that.
And Columbia, we would like to get the cabin fans changed as soon as possible.
Good. Stay is on, Sally. And we can hear it crank up on board.
Okay, stand by. Okay, we see fan A on, and we'd like you to take Bravo off now.
Okay, Bravo's off.
Okay, and be advised that we're looking at a great picture from, looks like, camera delta of the arm and the Earth.
Good show. Hey, very good.
And we're looking inside the cabin now. Looks like you're having some trouble with your cab.
Roger that. Just like always, Billy. You're smiling?
Chief.
Mark Gonzalez.
Break. Okay, we copy neg 12, 25.
Okay.
Break. On air ground 1, we've got a neg 12, 2475.
Okay, air ground 2, Mark.
To repeat this announcement, NASA management has completed a review of STS-2 mission status and has decided to execute the minimum mission that was pre-planned to accomplish major test objectives in a 54-hour abbreviated mission. This will put the landing at Edwards Air Force Base at 2 days, 6 hours, 6 minutes. Mission elapsed time or 1:22 p.m. Pacific Standard Time tomorrow, Saturday. Range 200 miles, coming out of 125,000, crossing the coast about now, beginning to converge onto the nominal ground track.
PTR2 at Mach 58, Mark. Roger, we show you now out of 120,000 feet, 5.6 miles. Okay, up to 3 flight pass. Roger.
Columbia down over the San Joaquin Valley now, 9 minutes away from landing. 115,000 feet, Mach 5.3, range 148 miles.
Okay, roll reversal right at 4-8. Roger.
Left roll reversal now at 108,000. Range 125 miles, Mach 4.5.
PTR2, Mark. Roger. And that was PTR3, Rick. Sorry about that. Roger. That was a big one, and it was completed by 4:05. Okay, we concur.
Speed brake coming in now. (102,000 feet altitude, range 96. Edwards has visual acquisition on TV.
Out of 100,000 feet, Mach 3.6. You have positive seats. Rick, you're a little garbled there. If you could say again, the ports are coming out now, 3.4, and say again your last. Positive seats.
Positive seats, Columbia now.
PTR 4, Mark. Roger.
Feet at a range of 74 miles, Mach 2.9.
Here's the Columbia area that looks good on board. Roger, we're looking at it. Columbia, Houston, you can take the air data. Welcome.
32,000 feet, Mach 2.5, range 57 miles.
And Houston, PTI 5, Mark.
Roger. Everything's looking right on the money there, Joe, and we have a wind update for you and a weather update. You've got a very thin layer at 25,000. The winds airborne are as briefed and on the ground at 220, 18 knots, gusting to 24. Altimeter's 30.07. You got 60 miles viz underneath. Over.
Hey, good. Sounds like a good old rainy day.
Yes, sir.
Out of 68,000. 39 miles range, Mach 1.5.
Okay, PTI 6, Mark.
Showing continuing to fly the test maneuvers. feet.
Columbia, Houston, at your convenience, transfer the state vector from the pass to the BFS.
You're almost done reading. We're saying it, please.
Roger, state vector transfer, pass to BFS.
Okay, thank you very much. PTI 7, Mark.
Feet, Mach 1, range 27 miles.
PTI 8, Mark.
Roger, you're tracking right down the line.
Columbia approaching the heading alignment circle now. 42,000 feet, Mach 0.8, 22 miles range.
Columbia, Houston, we show you intercepting the hack, and a reminder you've got the strong winds out of the west. Now out of 38,000 feet.
Okay, thank you, Rick. And we got a little bit of PTI 0 in, but not too much.
Roger.
We're making a wide sweeping turn now to get lined up with the runway. Good television picture. 25,000 feet.
Columbia, Houston, about 3,000 feet low now out of 24,000 feet.
Roger that. And chase, we're showing 290 at 20,000. Okay, we're about to be with you at 19.
Check body flap to manual.
Roger, body flap to manual.
280 knots at 18,000 feet.
Okay, speed brake swing start. Now.
Roger, still just slightly low on the energy, looking okay.
Miles range at 13,000.
Speed brakes come close.
Roger, slightly below glide slope. You're below the glide slope. You have a go for auto land.
Okay, Rick. Thank you, sir. Okay, Rick. We're on auto.
Roger.
$9,230.
Check speed brake auto.
Okay, speed brake, right left, everything's auto. Thank you.
About a minute away from touchdown. Feet. 250 knots.
Okay, 2,500 feet, speed brakes are closed. We're at 270 knots. Chase concurs. Copy is clear land, liquid 2-3, wind 210. Okay. Gears coming. 3 down. 100, 50, 30, 20, 10, 5, 3, touchdown. Nose gear 15. 10, 10, 5, 3, touchdown. Welcome home. Thank you, Chase.
This is Shuttle Control. The unofficial touchdown time and mission elapsed time is 2 days, 6 hours, 13 minutes, 10 seconds. Repeat that mission elapsed time or touchdown, 2 days, 6 hours, 13 minutes, 10 seconds.
Okay, Joe, it's a great day for the Ace Moving Company. Welcome home. Over to Steve Nagel now.
Okay.
Columbia, Houston, welcome home. We need landing gear 1 ISO valve closed before we start.
Once you read me the changes and Joe is back in the back end, then he can get the switches. Hey, Houston, CDR, and I'm waiting until ground calls you that cooling's activated. I'm ready to start 514 on your call.
Roger, go ahead.
Roger, I'm unable to tell what it is because the displays are all off at this time.
Okay, we're looking, Dick.
Okay, I'm going to reset the alarm.
Roger, appears as PPO2.
Okay, PPO2. And I have no display on CRT1. I'd like permission to bring up one of the other CRTs.
Roger, that's approved.
All right, it'll be CRT2. Another master alarm.
Okay, we're looking.
And we'll call the fault zone.
Okay, that's the same thing, Dick.
Okay, I'm reading some IORs and things like that, but it looks basically good.
You're garbled, Dick. Say again.
Okay, I just took a quick check of the fault zone page and it looks good.
Roger.
Columbia, this is Convoy 1. How do you copy?
Convoy 1, Columbia, read loud, clear.
Columbia, Houston, take